Hello and welcome to our Dream Shop build series. This is our 26 by 30 foot barn. We don't know much about this building as it was here when we bought the property. What I can tell you is it's a post-frame structure and it appears to have been pieced together with scraps, reclaimed lumber, and whatever was on hand at the time of construction. And honestly, we love that. That means that this building will have a lot in common with many of the future projects that will come to life inside of it. It appears that the original structure is quite old, but the previous owner began to make some improvements with the addition of an overhead bay door and numerous windows. Additionally, he ran an electrical service and installed a box, but did not get around to actually wiring the building. I believe that might be because this barn has mostly always been storage for equipment, tractors, various attachments, and maybe some yard tools. However, throughout this series, we will be turning this barn into our dream workshop. My name is Caleb, and I hope you'll stick around and enjoy watching me and my wife, Kayla, turn one of our dreams into a reality. Those among you with a keen eye and some building knowledge might spot some suspect craftsmanship throughout the building. Again, I believe that this barn was built to serve a purpose, and that purpose was not to win any trade show beauty contests. I suspect that it was thrown together with what was on hand in order to keep tools and equipment out of the weather, and it has done a very fine job of that. Although I will do my best to correct any glaring issues that I notice along the way, I respect what the original builders and previous owner was able to accomplish, and I feel lucky to have such a great starting place for our future shop. We decided that the best first steps were to install a temporary outlet with some 12-2 and a GFCI outlet that we found at a local yard sale. This temporary outlet allowed us to run an air compressor, work lights, and all of the necessary tools to complete the jobs along the way. Additionally, we took advantage of the building being empty and went ahead to seal the concrete floor slab. We looked around for the best and most durable materials we could find and ended up going with an epoxy base coat with a polyaspartic top coat. In addition to providing a durable, easy to clean floor surface, it also looks pretty nifty if you ask us. Well, I suppose that's probably enough yapping for now. We hope you enjoy the video. Here you can see Kayla and I removing the interior girts in preparation to place a vapor barrier. Our biggest hurdle when creating our dream shop was ensuring that we were able to create an area well enough insulated that we could utilize the workspace in the sub-0 degree winters. And yes, we're talking Fahrenheit. After removing the interior girts, we needed to remove, bend over, or otherwise ensure that all of the remaining screw and nail points would not be at risk of compromising our newly installed vapor barrier. Therefore, there was a lot of hammering to be done.
"2,000 years later."
As I'm about as frugal as they come, as many of the extracted screws and nails as possible were salvaged. You'll see most of them put right back into service in coming episodes as we will begin replacing interior girts, hanging a ceiling, and installing wall sheathing. The true beauty and nature of this building shall live on as we continue to make it work with what we have. In that spirit, let me introduce you to the first of many Facebook Marketplace deals that we were able to find for this building. This is the behemoth roll of 6 mil woven plastic that we purchased from a nice fella in Pennsylvania for the low price of $120. This plastic is what we'll be using as a vapor barrier for our workshop, but better yet, this roll of plastic has been used for numerous projects in addition to the barn since we bought it. And we still probably have about a mile left of it. Although an excellent material to have on hand, it was not easy to get it home. We did not yet have a truck when we bought it, so the poor old Chevy Aveo had to be our acting work truck. It did an excellent job, by the way. Additionally, this roll is heavy. Kayla and I are unable to lift it without the help of others, hence the engine hoist being used to unload it from the Aveo. Does anyone else think this window framing lumber might have been formwork in a past life? Once the walls were prepped and necessary materials secured, there was nothing left to it but to do it. So, although we only showed you the east wall and a little bit of the south, rest assured that the rest of the walls were outfitted basically the same exact way.
Yeah, the process was quite repetitive. We held the plastic up, stapled it, stretched it, pulled it tight, stapled it again, and so on.
Yeah, thank God we had some extra hands, my brother Andrew and my dad Jeff, so thank you both if you're watching this. That went way faster having help. And once the plastic was in place, we really moved on to that mountain of 2-inch foam that you've probably seen lurking in the background of the other shots. We bought this, again, another Facebook Marketplace score. We bought it from a guy selling this foam board as manufacturing offcuts. And in addition to getting a great deal, we paid $350 for what ended up being approximately 1,600 square feet of R13 claimed Thermex something or other foam board. But in addition to what we thought was a pretty good deal, because I was tied up at work at the time, Kayla got to experience loading, securing, and pulling a trailer for the first time. So that was probably fun, if only we had video of that, which unfortunately we do not.
Hey, I did good. But as you can see here, we have the foam board. It was the offcuts were approximately 13-inch by 8 foot. And it was actually pretty convenient for those dimensions because it really just slid into place for the most part with minimal cutting.
Yeah. So hopefully you get to sit back and enjoy what we think should be a pretty gratifying time lapse of the walls getting their first first round of insulation. And yeah, I say first round because there's more to come. But anyway, we hope you enjoy. And if you're wondering about what this gorgeous backdrop behind us, you might just have to stick around for a future video on this channel to get to see little bits and pieces of this trip. But We'd love to see what you think. If you think you know where we're at, post in the comments below, and we'd love to see what you guys have to say. So enjoy. As you just saw, although granted, I suppose you saw it at approximately 64 times the speed, the foam board was relatively quick and easy to install. The process was pretty simple. Measure, cut, realize it's completely wrong, cut it again, get frustrated and just smash it into place, and then repeat. Thank you all for watching. We are incredibly excited with the progress on the barn as we inch closer to having our dream workshop.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed seeing the first steps in this long process, and we hope you will stay tuned for the next episode when we will be hanging the fiberglass rolls.
Stay safe, stay well, y hasta luego, compadres.
Hasta luego.